All right. Welcome back, guys. This is Mitch from Notorious Pulls Radio, and we have a really special guest. And it's really funny. This is my first Zoom interview ever. So it's an honor to have Trap Daddy Gambino all the way from the West Coast talking to me on the East Coast. And we're going to go over a lot of things. He has a huge fight coming up December 10th with Influencer Boxing, and he's a super heavyweight. And I want to know, like, your journey, how you got started, and how did you land such an awesome fight coming up?
Man, it's funny that you say I'm the first Zoom meeting. I seem to be the first in a lot. There was a couple times where so one time I was the first to ever roll a blunt live on this guy's show. I was the first super heavyweight to fight for Rise Fighting Championships in South Florida. And I'm going to be the first super heavyweight influencer boxer fighter um, for influencer fighting. So that's pretty exciting as well. And yeah, man, I guess, who am I? I don't know. I'm a lot of things wrapped up into one, but mostly I'm just a fan of the sport who became an athlete in the sport. And now I'm looking to make a name in the sport.
I respect that so much. I'm a huge mixed martial arts and boxing fan, and I follow them through the amateurs, through their camps, and like try to really stay close through their career until retirement, even. And I'm a true like purist to the sport, so I really enjoy even this, like this new celebrity boxing, this new
So
wave
what
of like.
what year did you come into the what is it? Are you a bigger fan of MMA or boxing?
Well, I started boxing, of course, because as a kid, I would watch it like with my uncles and my father and my older brother. But then came a time when, like, I remember the show aired on Spike, The Ultimate Fighter, and
Okay.
and from there on, I it was just like I started watching both,
That's
like.
around the time my wife got into it. I got into it around the time Brock Lesnar fought Heath Herring. That was the fight that hooked me because I was a pro wrestling fan. And when I heard Brock Lesnar was a MMA fighter, I had to see that. And ever since that, man, I've been hooked on the MMA, pretty much watching the UFC religiously, not really Bellator, not really much into boxing either, to be honest, other than this influencer boxing, the Jake Paul story it got me enticed. I was pretty interested in that. But other than that, I'm not really into boxing.
I got you. And I saw for your last fight, you got some training done with some real Hall of Famers. You had Tito Ortiz, you had Frank Mir, like you had a serious squad with you, giving you pointers. Tell me, how'd you link
Yeah,
up with
man.
those UFC
A
guys?
lot of people don't know that I've actually trained with a lot of high level trainers and fighters. I've trained with One Kick Nick, who's a legend out here in Vegas. Dewey Cooper, obviously a legend in the MMA world and in the UFC. And I trained under Gary Goodridge a couple times in Ohio back before I even came out to Las Vegas. And yeah, man, I've been making my rounds, and I feel like now it's time to make a name because I'm competing at the lowest weight I've ever competed at, and which isn't saying much because I'm competing at 310 pounds, and I started competing at 465. But it's still I'm still pretty heavy. I still got a long way to go, but I'm on the road, man, and pedal to the metal. And yeah, I've been around a lot, man, but I'm hoping to become one of those big names myself.
Listen, I think everything is possible, and how I understand with any combat sports, it requires a good team and an amazing corner. So tell me, like, who's in your corner coming up? Who's on your team? Tell me
So
all the pieces that are coming together.
it's something interesting I haven't really announced yet is I don't really think I'll have a corner for this fight unless somebody just volunteers or I let somebody a random fucking fan come in and say he wants to corner me. But I have recently dropped my management and my manager owned the gym that I was training at. So obviously I don't go there anymore. And I'm kind of on my own for this fight, which is that's okay because I like being on my own, and I think people will take notice because I'm gonna make a statement for this fight. And I was reaching out to sponsors and stuff, and then I kind of got sick of it because for this, I want to sponsor myself. I want to come in there with fucking Trap Daddy on my shorts. Like fuck everything else. I just want to do it for myself this time and prove a point.
No, no, I completely respect that. But definitely, if you could have at least one person, like walk out with you, prep
I
you.
think I have to have somebody to like hold my water or something, like
Exactly. You need
somebody.
one. You need one guy just
You
like
know what's
like a
funny?
little cup man.
There's this Instagram model. I think she's a porn star or something too. And she was hitting me up talking about she wanted to walk me out. And like I figured it'd be hilarious if I got like some porn stars to walk me out like a thong or something like that. Because it's influencer boxing. They want
Yeah.
crazy shit anyways. So I figured it'd be funny to do that. And I also before my first fight, I thought about doing something stupid like that too in South Florida. And I messaged I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but I forget his real name, but he used to play the Godfather in wrestling, and he used to come out with like the hoe train, and they used to call it the hoe train, and there was like five girls that walked behind him, and they're
I,
all
I do I do
scantily
remember
clad.
that. It just like when every time I think of wrestling, I was in the I was watching, it was like Degeneration X, just
Yeah,
sucking,
it was
like
around that time. It was around the Attitude Era time, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, would you mind if I walked out with a hoe train?" And he gave me permission. So one day, I'm
wow.
definitely gonna make it happen.
No, no, I think the more flair you give on your walkout, and and like I know you make music and stuff, so
You killed the
putting out
witness.
some
I
nice
even
vocals on
posted
there,
it. You
People were
said
telling
it's
me
too
to do that
fake.
too. I just feel like there's a line. So there's to me there's a line that you can cross between like confident and cringy. You know what I mean? And I feel like somebody walking out uh with their own song is like somebody walking out. Like I've seen this guy who he's like I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a super heavyweight amateur fighter. People in my inner circle know exactly who I'm talking about. They're going to laugh about this, but he's like 2-11 or something crazy like that. Like he's lost almost every fucking fight he's ever been in. But the dude walks out with like his own made T-shirt, and it's got his face on it, and it's like the cringiest shit ever. And I just don't want to step into that. Like I'm already like known as like the guy who was on Dr. Phil, or I'm the fat guy or something like that. And I'm already fucking cringy enough, so I don't want to be too cringy, you know what I mean?
I think it's gonna be fine, and I think what's gonna matter most that night is the results.
Absolutely.
As you know, the better the finish, the better, the trajectory going forward.
Yeah, and that's why I like that it's set at 310 pounds, because when I step on that scale, that's going to be like my first win, and that's going to be my first confidence boost, because I do remember one of my coaches telling me that as long as you lose the weight, you already won. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose the fight. But man, if I win this fight, like, shit's gonna go crazy. So, and if I lose this fight, it's gonna go crazy in the other way. So I feel like it's really a career ender if I lose this fight, because I've lost every competition I've ever been in when it comes to martial arts. I lost my MMA debut. I lost my three times I've competed in jujitsu. I lost at High Rollers, and I don't want to lose this fight because boxing is my thing, and I trained really hard for this fight, and I really want it. I've lost a lot of weight for this fight, so I think this is the path to undefeated, is boxing for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think boxing is solid. You just obviously get your footwork down right.
Hmm.
You know, pick
Especially
your
for a big guy.
exactly. Pick your punches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never, like as the weights go heavier, the volume is going to be less, but you want
Right.
quality.
Absolutely.
It's all about quality shots.
Yeah.
And like you said, you feel them out. You have some experience. I'm not sure. Does your opponent have any experience? Do you know any?
So he's fought once in boxing as well. It was like some island fights or something, so another influencer boxing match. And I mean, it was horrible. I'm not gonna lie, but he's 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 so. This is the thing. He's so bad that he's improving on a significant rate, probably faster than I am, even though I'm levels above him. It's hard to judge by his videos because he sucks so fucking bad that he trains for one day, he gets better. You know what I mean? And I've been there. So like, no disrespect to him, I just know that there's levels to this shit. And if I lose this fight, it's because I did something really stupid. Because in boxing, it's not like MMA where it's just chaos. Like in boxing, I can control the pace. I can make this a slow fight if I want to. I can make it an easy knockout if I want to, because the dude's aggressive. He comes forward. I could pick him apart with a jab. I fight southpaw. I fight orthodox. I could switch it up. Every round, I could give him a different look, and he'd have no idea what I'm doing. As long as I don't get tired, as long as I work on my cardio, as long as I work on my nerves, there's no way I should lose this fight.
Yeah, yeah. The mental aspect is so important for you just to be prepared when you're walking in between your rounds. Make sure you have nice, good breathing. And this is why I say the corner is because sometimes it's like you need that second voice. And I want you
Yeah.
to have the best results. So I can give you another example of like, there was a celebrity boxing match with Brady, as you know, and we did an interview, and she wasn't sure who her corner who would be, or she would have one at all. She was kind of gonna freestyle it, and then Manimal John reached out to her and got in her corner, and like he did fantastic work. He prepped her hands, warmed her up, did a few boxing sessions with her, and really gave her the best chance at winning, and she won that fight, and she dropped her opponent third round.
I was trying to fix the light for you, but it looks like that's about as good as we're gonna
Oh, no,
get.
it's good, it's good.
Yeah, man, a corner is definitely important, and I've that's another thing I have over this guy's experience, whether it's just in fights or just like, I've been in this game since 2014, and I started out just sponsoring MMA fighters, and then I started coaching my wife, who made it into grappling tournaments. She won gold medals in grappling tournaments. She went on to become an MMA fighter out here in Las Vegas. I cornered for that. She went on to become a professional fighter. Then I got her pregnant too many times, and now she's retired, and now
Hey,
it's up to me. And yeah, that just being in her corner through all that and through two ACL surgeries that she's had has given me so much experience of just like how to deal with this, and how to deal with not having a corner sometimes, and what the right corner to have, because I have been in fights where I competitions, I guess, where and fights where I've had a corner that I wasn't really feeling,
why can't she
like.
corner you? Now that you tell me that your wife was a former professional, mixed
So
martial arts,
this
why
is
can't she be
why.
that Mike Perry did that with his girl?
Yeah,
Came out himself with his girl, and his girl
man,
cornered him.
I don't really like that, because I don't I don't want to. Even if she fought again, I wouldn't corner her. So for her professional boxing debut, I didn't corner her. I coached her the entire time leading up, but when it came time to corner her, I decided to sit out, because it's different when you're watching them fight. Like, you can give them advice all day on, like, in the training in the gym and stuff like that, but when you're going out there and you have to, like, excuse me, I've been eating a lot of protein powder.
No, it's
plant
good.
plant-based protein powder.
Okay.
But you go out there, and like, it's just so chaotic that you can't care about them as much. You have to tell them what to do to win the fight, not what to do to not get hurt. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, okay, go in there and hit her, and if she doesn't fall, curl up and tap out before she hurts you. You know what I mean? Like that inside, that's what I want to do. But like, as a coach, you got to be like, okay, bite down on your mouthpiece. If you're bleeding, discard it. We don't give a fuck. Your knuckles hurting, who cares? Hit her with the broken knuckle.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's hard to do that as a husband when you love your wife so much, or your significant other in general. It's hard to do that disconnect, and I just can't do that. I go crazy. I care about her way too much to be in her corner. I've done it pretty much her whole career besides one fight, and that one fight was so much better just on me and her too, because then I'm not like, if I stress out in the corner, then she's stressed out in the fight, and now she's doing shitty. So that happens as well. And yeah, I just feel like relationships are too emotional for the cage or the ring.
No, no, I completely agree. And like I'm saying, like in boxing, one of the special things, it's a lot of father-son teams.
Yeah, or mother-son teams
Yeah,
or
yeah.
mother-daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, mother daughter. So you have a lot of situations like that where it's like your dad's in your corner, and like
Yeah.
you see that especially in the with Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos. They all got their dads in their corner. Like
Yeah, that's rough, man. I don't know how I could have any of my relatives in my corner because that would just be I don't know, man. You know, I might enjoy not having anybody in my corner this time because then I don't have anybody to please. I'm such a people pleaser and I'm a very empathetic person. So I tend to think about others before myself, even during days like my fights or my competitions. So sometimes I'll put myself in uncomfortable situations to make others comfortable. And this time I won't be having to think about anything. I can just put my headphones on and just get ready to fight. I know exactly what I have to do to prepare for this fight. I've been through a lot of fight camps because I've been through fight camps where fighters have had to pull out or they've been injured or some other weird shit happened where the fight of COVID-19 stopped a fight from me before. And yeah, this time I know exactly what I have to do. I'm against a guy to where it's not like he's above me or any levels. He's pretty much the same size and this fight is tailor made for me to win. And if I don't win, then yeah, it's on me, man, for sure.
So you got the assignment, you know what you need to do. You know the
Yeah,
preparation behind, the grind to get to the top. The sweet science is in theory, it's simple, hit the body, the head will fall, hit the head, then you
yeah.
fall.
And
It's
it's
not
not
too
like I don't want to sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say like I don't want to come across like I'm being disrespectful to my opponent, but at the same time I'm being realistic and I'm being honest. Like I'm not trying to discredit him if he does beat me. But I just feel like if he does beat me, that's because I zigged when I should have zagged. And it's not because of his skill set, because his skill set for sure is below mine. And I'd be an idiot to think anything otherwise. He might be faster, he might have better cardio, whatever. This is boxing, and none of that matters when it comes to the sweet science, man. And I've been training this since I've been boxing since I was a baby. So I feel like I could just do anything I want to this guy as long as I'm prepared.
I think you're gonna be prepared. And if I feel like if I catch a fight with one of these celebrity influencer boxers, I'm gonna have you in my corner. I already like everything you're saying. Like
Oh,
I
did
need
you freeze
someone
me?
like you in my corner coaching me.
You froze for a second. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say if I ever got the chance to get one of these celebrity fights, and get into the ring, I would say like you'd be a good corner for me. I like what you're
You know
saying.
what?
I
I
like
would
the
love to do that,
experience.
man. I'd be down. I'd be down for sure. I was a really good coach for my wife, and I'd be down to corner somebody for sure, as long as it ain't my relatives or my wife or anybody that
Yeah,
I care too much
like I
about.
weigh 205, but I would want to drop like 20 pounds to get to like 185.
Yeah.
And
See,
then
I
I'd
don't
be
know. I don't know what the boxing weight classes are either because it's also different in influencer boxing because
I
it's
think
just weird,
I
man. We're
think they just
fighting.
make weights. I think you just agree on
Yeah.
weight. Like so,
Yeah.
like I think it's just like both parties agree, like you guys agreed to 310. So then you just gotta
Right.
find somebody to agree to like 185 or 190, whatever it is.
Let me see if I can find a light here. Looks like we're losing light fast over here
Yeah,
in
I guess
Las
you could turn your
Vegas.
car on, at least put the backlight on. I think your car is just off.
Yeah, it's off. I didn't bring my damn keys with me.
It's all right. I guess just come a little bit closer to the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah. Here,
Yeah.
I got you. I'll follow the sunset. It's a beautiful sunset over here.
Tell me, where in Vegas are you located?
So I'm in Summerlin, which is like the rich part of Vegas. It's like a Brady Bunch area. Can I turn the camera around here? I'll show you.
Sure.
Is there a way to do it? Oh, yep. Here we go. This is my view right here.
It's nice.
You can't really see it, but over there's the mountains, and it looks fucking beautiful, bro. I love it. But yeah, this is like the don't get robbed part of Vegas. Vegas has
Oh,
been good. You can probably get robbed over here too. Vegas has been fucking wild lately,
wow. I mean, I'm from New York, and there was just a homicide like 2 blocks away from me last night. I mean,
yeah, we ain't competing with New York. We're not
Yeah,
competing
yeah.
with New
I
York.
was
New
gonna
York is
say, I was like,
crazy on
if
another
you
level.
got New York numbers, like let me know.
Yeah, that's crazy on another level, man.
Yeah, yeah. Our subway system alone is nuts.
Yeah, I've never been to New York before, but that's one of the few cities in the United States I haven't been to. It's probably the only big, yeah, it's the only big city I've never been to is New York.
Yeah, if you're ever in New York, you definitely, hit us up, hit up Notorious Pulls Radio, we'll show you the studio and everything, and show you the city, the boroughs. It's really dope over here. A lot of history,
Yeah,
a lot of
likewise, if you're
art.
ever in Vegas, man, if you're ever
No,
in Vegas,
no.
I tell people all the time, come out here in Vegas.
Are
A
like
lot of people also don't know that a lot of UFC fighters and stuff, Bellator fighters I'm friends with, they hit me up when they come out to Vegas because they know I got the good deals on the hotel rooms and all that stuff and the suites. And there's a lot of things out here that people don't know because tourists are so easily influenced and attracted by the commercial shit, and they're missing half of Vegas. Like, a lot of people don't even know that this fucking area called Summerlin exists, and it's right outside of Vegas, and it is Las Vegas. Like, we got a Las Vegas area code and shit, but it's like it's a whole nother area of Las Vegas that nobody would even know about. A lot of people think that there's like not even a Walmart out here, that there's no neighborhoods or anything out here. But yeah, it's an interesting city.
I have another question for you. Tomorrow, me and the crew are going to be at UFC 281 watching Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira live at Madison Square Garden. I got to
Man,
ask you, who you taking that night? Who's your pick?
for the main event,
For the main event, we can go through a couple of the fights.
yeah, I forget I know Carla's fighting too.
Fighting Zhang Weili.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a really good one. For the main event, man, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a fan of Izzy. Just the way he is and the way he acts. I just don't like him. But I don't fucking know the guy. But his public persona, I've never been a fan of. But I can't let that influence me on this fight. I think he's had way more mixed martial arts experience than Pereira at a high level. So I would say seen him try to take anybody down before, and I'm sure he trains it. And I don't know how much Pereira trains that. I've never seen Pereira even like in any kind of like he's never like tried to take anybody down in any scrambles either. So I don't think that it'd be smart to play the stand-up game after he's been knocked out, obviously. But the choose Izzy to win that fight for sure, just based on experience and the
I got
MMA
you.
fighting.
So fair enough. That was an easy one. You took Izzy over experience. Now I want to give you a hard question. Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler.
Man,
Lot of experience on both ends.
yeah. Okay, so this comes down to something that Chael Sonnen was talking about a couple years ago. There's a psychological thing that I think Michael Chandler is going through, and it's where like you find it seems like he's finding ways to lose really winnable fights. So I've seen Michael Chandler in a couple fights in the UFC now where I'm like, dude, he's gonna win this fucking fight. And he just like finds a way to like put his face in front of a punch or like his leg in front of a kick or something like that. It's like it seems like a mental block that Chandler's having, and Dustin seems to have like the opposite, unless it like goes to the ground or some shit. But yeah, Dustin seems to have that opposite and that perseverance. So I would say Dustin based on perseverance. I think it's gonna go crazy. I think it's gonna be a war like every single one of their both of their fights are always wars. I think it's gonna go to a war and then eventually Dustin's gonna persevere.
Yeah, my prediction was, in my opinion, I think Chandler has a little bit of the edge because it's a 3-round fight and his style's like
Yeah,
kill,
that makes a
kill.
difference.
And I felt if it was a longer fight that Dustin would, like you said, he would persevere in the distance. But I do believe a short fight helps Chandler in his benefit. And I do think he's the much harder puncher, and I think he's the more decorated wrestler. I think
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Dustin has a much tighter boxing, and he has a good stand up. but I just see him as he's been through a lot of, but I mean, they've both been through a lot of wars, and both guys are carrying a lot of wear and tear.
I'm just like a floating head on you. That's pretty cool.
Listen,
Like
yo,
fucking
Vegas is a desert. It gets dark, it's sunny in the day and then it's like pitch
yeah, that
black
I
at
know.
night.
I'm looking right now, like where the fuck is our street lights? Like I don't even see it. It's ridiculous. But
I
yeah,
hear
man.
you.
I
Tell
I I think that's a smart pick too. It's just that's another toss up between both of these guys because they're similar. They just go to war, and like sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. But
Listen, styles make fights. That's really what it's about.
yeah, they're doing it on purpose to Chandler. They're just giving that guy every soldier in the army so they can just go to war every fight.
No, the thing is,
Crazy.
he continuously is asking for a title shot. So you lost to Gaethje, you lost to Oliveira, you beat Tony, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like a kind of like a really declined Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
And his opening fight, he obviously looked good against Dan Hooker, but a lot of people have looked good against Dan Hooker. You get what I'm saying? It's not like he was anything like spectacular from the other people who were able to finish him quickly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that if he wants a title fight, he's got to at least beat
He got to
um
beat Poirier.
yeah, you got to beat Poirier and then maybe one more.
I think he has to beat Poirier, and because there's another guy who's really been on a kill streak. That's Dariush, Benil Dariush, and he's from Vegas.
Yeah, out of nowhere. That dude like okay, so he's a veteran in the UFC and we've been watching him forever. Like did you ever expect that guy to randomly be a title contender cuz I didn't.
You know what it is? It's the gym he comes from. Training with Rafael Cordero. He spars with Giga Chikazde. He got Marvin
Yeah.
Vettori. I mean, they just got like a stacked, crew in there. And that's what it is. It's like these like little gyms, like I say, they're like farm systems. They got a bantamweight, a featherweight, a lightweight,
Yes.
a welterweight,
Yeah.
and then they all grow together, and then they in Vegas in general, I feel like it's the MMA hub of the world, kind of in a way,
Yeah, for
just
sure.
because the PI is there, and then you have a lot of gyms kind of surrounding the PI, so they're close to it because it's like for my friends who are in the UFC, the way they explained it to me, it's like protein powder is free, treatments are free, the gym is free, nutrition is free. You can go there
Yes.
just to eat. So it's like,
Yeah, I have friends that go to the PI as like cornermen and shit, and they were telling me how like when you show up, you just get like they'll have like fruit bowls and shit with your name on it, like everything just ready for you, and yeah, it's all free over there. Definitely went to the PI day. I pass it almost every day here, and I feel like maybe Vegas, Miami, and it seems like now Utah, like around the Utah area, is
Denver.
like the hubs of
Denver's coming up.
where.
Denver got a lot of.
Denver. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's like the hubs of MMA right now. And yeah, that's basically why we came out here is because Vegas is the fight capital of the world. And when we first came here, I had intentions on fighting first, and then it just happened that my wife ended up fighting first. So
So where are
yeah,
you
it's crazy.
originally from if you're not from Vegas?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like all the memes, man. Like, isn't that crazy? All the fucking memes now. Like, I don't know why the hell Ohio's like popular now, out of nowhere. Every time I open up TikTok, it's like, oh yeah, from Ohio. Like every fucking meme now on Instagram and everything's from Ohio. No, I don't know if it's because that new Netflix movie or what. But yeah, Ohio's getting memed up right now. But yeah, that's where I'm from, Ohio. Imagine that.
No, it's cool. Listen, it's a small city. You move to a bigger city in a way, and
Yeah, it
better
was a
weather.
small town, no dreams for sure.
Exactly, exactly. And now you have a lot of more things going on. The airport. You're kind of centrally located in the country. It's like it's nice.
You
But
know what's crazy, man? Ever since I moved out here, so I moved out here like 7 years ago. Ever since I moved out here, I get more friends and family visiting me than I ever did when I was in Ohio.
and your
And like
family lives
friends
there.
that were like a half hour away.
Yeah, yeah. Vegas is that type of place where people will just pop in throughout the year.
Right. Yeah, yeah, they just happen to be in Vegas and they want to, visit. Like, I know why you're really here. You don't want to see me. Like, my family all the time will use Vegas as an excuse to come visit me. You know what I mean? I know
No,
what they're doing.
but it's good. Listen, you know what they're doing. They're not gonna take up your whole schedule. They're not gonna, like take all your time. So it's
Right.
like they doing their thing. You meet up them for dinner, get some lunch,
Yeah. And
just
I don't think they
chill.
understand how crazy and how busy it is out here sometimes because I'll get texts like, hey, man, I'm in town and I'll be here for 2 days. And like, I don't think they know how much it takes just to meet up with somebody in that amount of time, like here, just like that. Like, the city is a lot bigger than people think. There's some boroughs in this city, like Summerlin and Henderson and, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff moving in the city and it gets crazy over here. So when people come over here, I feel like they have to spend at least like a week because if you spend like 2 days in this city, you're like it's like a blink. You just blinking and you move past it, like you don't see anything.
No, yeah, yeah. Especially most people, they go there, they just chill on the strip.
Yeah, the fucking strip. I'm so sick of the strip. Like, everybody wants to come here and see the sightseeing shit. Like they want to see the Pawn Star store or like the Hoover Dam or like all this boring stuff. And I'm like, man, let me show you something cool. And I'll take them to like Seven Magic Mountains, which is like these giant rainbow rocks that is like, stories high and shit like that, or Container Park, which is a neighborhood created out of shipping containers.
Sick.
It's a mall. I mean, it's a shopping mall created out of shipping containers, and in the middle you can let your kids play around while you're in the shopping mall getting drunk, and Vegas is the craziest place ever. Or the LVAC, the gym I go to here, has a fucking bounce house inside for the kids so the kids can go and play and they get watched for free and stuff, so you can go and have a smoothie and work out and sit by the hot tub. And
That's sick.
yeah, everything here is just luxury, like from the apartments to the hotels to the gyms to the movie theaters. It's just luxury, luxury, luxury because they want people to come here and spend money, and motherfuckers do.
No, no, I love that. I wish my gym had a bouncy house for my kid.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
That
Yeah,
I wish.
right. And it's like for $30 a month, they'll watch your kids basically for free. Like,
Sick.
and it's certified babysitters and everything like that. And they give you like a little code to where you can open up your phone and check out the camera system. And yeah, man, it's dope over here. Everything over here is just like it's the easiest city I've ever been in my life. And when we came over here, we had no money and we didn't know anything about this city, and we learned everything in the city by being here and living in here. And we've been homeless in this city before. We've had a lot of money in the city. I became an actor in this city. I've done so many things and experienced so many things that I feel like I could write a book on how to survive in Las Vegas in pretty much any situation.
That's
And
sick. I mean, yo,
it,
that sounds dope. You definitely
it
should
yeah,
do
it's the
that.
craziest, it's the best city in the world, man. I owe it a lot, that's for sure.
Tell me, where's the fight taking place exactly?
So the fight is in Santa Monica, California, which is like a suburb of LA, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know Santa Monica.
And yeah, so I just been telling people LA because it sounds cooler, you know.
No, no,
So
Santa Monica's dope. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong with Santa. LA is what? It's nothing crazy about LA. Santa Monica's nice.
yeah, LA is a little bit of a, I don't know, I guess it just has a ring to it from people from Ohio and shit, they'll get it
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
But yeah, it's in Santa Monica and it's on December 10th. And I
December.
don't know if I'm like the co-main event or the main event, or probably not the main event because this is the first time I ever fought for these guys. But I'm hoping that it's up there on the card. I'm hoping I'm not just like a prelim or something. But we'll see. Either way, I think after this fight, I'll be way higher up on the card next time.
Exactly. Like I said, it's all about the result at the end of the fight. That's going to
Yes.
decide whether you're going to be the co-main event, the main event, the opening prelim. So it's all about having a strong finish. You know,
Yeah.
that's if they're, like I said, the best thing I can advise is just focus on the task ahead of you, execute what you've manifested thus far, and I promise you, let social media and your back, and your followers rip the rest of it, you know?
Yeah,
Because
man,
one,
it's time to
one
show my worth. That's for sure.
exactly, one nice finish, couple, and then it takes off from there. People want more. They want to see it
Yeah,
again.
I mean, I was so close in my first fight. I was so close,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you saw it, but I knocked the guy down, and then when I went to follow him, I hurt my knee, and then
Uh,
my knee was like fucked up for like a year straight after that. But yeah, man, I don't care what I hurt in this fight. If I knock him down, I don't have to follow him down. So he's gonna get back up, and then I'll knock him down again until he doesn't get back up.
exactly, exactly. All right, before I let you go, I want to ask you, just tell the fans where they can follow you on Instagram, where they can get your merch. Give us a little shout out.
So you can follow my Instagram at Trap Daddy MMA. It's Trap Daddy MMA now. I don't know if I should change it to Trap Daddy Boxing or Trap
Nah,
Daddy
nah.
something. Trap Daddy MMA does sound cool though. But yeah, you can follow me at Trap Daddy MMA. And if you want to buy my merch, you can. That'd be cool. Help me out for this fight camp. The links in my bio and all that. It's a Teespring link. And yeah, I'm not gonna push any cryptos or anything like that. All I'm pushing is a dream. And on December 10th for Influencer Fight League, I'll be fighting Big Sam at the lowest weight I've ever competed at. I started at 465 pounds. I'm fighting at 310 pounds. So if my fat ass can do it, any of you guys can do it too. And that's what I'm pushing right here. And that's all I want you guys to really follow. Yeah, Influencer Fight League, presented by Fit TV Network, December 10th in Santa Monica. That's my boxing debut. Go check it out if you like following dreams, and if you want to follow your dreams, and if you want some inspiration, go check out that fight.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. Your host, Mitchell from Notorious Pulls Radio. And we got Trap Daddy Gambino. And that's a wrap, guys. And we'll see you soon. Support him on December 10th.